Good evening. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I know there's a kind of important football game coming on in a little bit. Kind of important since OU's not playing in it. So, my name is Melissa Hall. I'm principal here at Southeast High School. Shelley Crosby, senior sponsor. Miss E.B. Hoffman's our other senior sponsor, is our counselor. Miss Crosby's one of our senior teachers, English. D'Angelo Chandler, senior class president. Miss Erica Castillo is going to be translating for us, so she needs to come get a mic. Miss Terry Cross, who's going to be she's our financial secretary here. Raja Kennedy, band. And then Mr. Stevens in the back is going to be doing this to where people can watch us from afar, so I've got to make sure that I use proper language and everything through this. I don't like to be live. And then thank you to our sound crew in the back. Thank you guys. We're here tonight because we're talking about graduation. This has been an ongoing subject this whole year. Previous years we've always had graduation at the state fairgrounds, but this year it had changed district-wide, and we were asked to graduate, not asked, we were told we were going to graduate at Capitol Hill in the gym. Spiegel Stadium. All the high schools were told they were going to graduate there, except for the larger schools, which are U.S. Grant, Northwest Classen, Capitol Hill, and Classen SAS. So we brought it to the attention of downtown because our numbers are higher. Our senior class numbers are higher than Classen SAS. But the decision was already made that we would be graduating at Capitol Hill. And so through meeting with our senior class and coming through with some plus and deltas of what we thought, why we need to graduate at another location, because we are Spartans, we came together and presented a proposal to the superintendent, Dr. McDaniel, and said we want to go find another venue because our kids honestly applied to Southeast so they didn't have to go to Capitol Hill, so they didn't want to graduate there. We worked through it and made a presentation, and we were given the opportunity to find a new venue. And so this is where we are, and we have found a venue, and we wanted to present that to you all.
Buenas tardes, soy Miss Castillo, voy a estar traduciendo para Miss Hall. Básicamente la junta es para hablar de la graduación de los estudiantes de nosotros este año. Querían que se graduaran en la Capitol Hill. No sé si ustedes han oído eso, si sus estudiantes le han dicho o han platicado. Miss Hall no vio esto que fuera justo. Los niños de nosotros, los estudiantes de nosotros, aplicaron aquí en la Southeast para graduarse en la Southeast, no en la Capitol Hill. So, atrás de unos trámites, atrás que Mr. Chandler, uno de sus estudiantes aquí, fue y habló con el mero, el más grande, y pudimos cambiarlo para otro lugar.
So we're going to show you a video that what we did is D'Angelo Chandler sent an email to Dr. McDaniel and asked to meet with him to come up when we met with the entire senior class and came up with the reasons why we wanted to find a new venue. And we met with the class to come up with these ideas, and we wanted to make it positive. And they were brought together, and then Dr. McDaniel came and met with, I think, D'Angelo for about an hour and a half, and said this is why we want to have a new venue that would be appropriate for Southeast, because we are Southeast. And so as a result, this is what Dr. McDaniel said at the school board meeting, the last school board meeting we had before winter break.
Les vamos a enseñar un video de cuando D'Angelo Chandler fue a hablar con el mero, y eso es lo que platicaron. Vino Dr. McDaniels aquí a la escuela y habló con D'Angelo un rato, una hora hace, about a month ago, D'Angelo? Is that when he came? Como hace un mes más o menos. So, en este video vamos a enseñarles de qué se habló y de qué platicaron.
I want to tell you, just by way of recognition, about a young man that I had a chance to meet from Southeast High School. His name is D'Angelo Chandler, and some time ago, D'Angelo reached out to my office and had a challenge that he needed help with, so invited me to come over to Southeast. I went over and spent about an hour and 15 minutes with him. When I got there, I expected to see a contingent. He is the senior class president, so I thought that maybe he would greet me with several of his class officers, sponsor others, but he met me at the door by himself and invited me into the principal's conference room where for the next hour and 15 minutes or so, he shared with me the challenge that he had, and it was about a graduation venue. But more than that, he talked to me about solutions. He was so respectful. He had a printed out plan that he went over step by step. And every step of the way, he just remained so respectful and courteous and full of solutions. So fast forward, I gave him quite a bit of homework to do as a result of our meeting. And I am thrilled to report that along with his peers, his class sponsor, his principal, they have solved a problem that they brought to me. And I think beyond the story of the problem and the solution, I was so impressed with D'Angelo. He was a model for our school district on how our young people can inspire us and be respectful and prideful and full of solutions. So I wanted to share that with you, what a great representative D'Angelo Chandler was. So great job to D'Angelo. I sure appreciate the effort that he took to come up with a solution and the way he handled himself.
So the question over here was, what was the solution? Well, we searched over the river and through the woods to find a venue that was we were able to utilize, and literally we even called the Chesapeake Arena, but Ariana Grande has to have a concert on that night of our dadgum graduation. So because it has to be on the same date and same time that was originally set, so that's on May 23rd at 8 o'clock at night, and that late in the game, there's a lot of other graduations going on at that time through the entire metropolitan area. So we've found a venue that's Southern Nazarene University that's in Bethany, Oklahoma, that is absolutely thrilled to host us for graduation. They've already come out to visit our seniors because it's a nice partnership college-wise as well to reach out to our seniors for enrollment. So we're going to go over a PowerPoint with you because we've got one major caveat. When Dr. McDaniel reached back out to let us know that we are able to find a new venue, we must raise the money ourselves to go elsewhere. The only way we can go to another venue would be raise the money at this level at Southeast. We can go and graduate and go to Capitol Hill High School's gym, and they'll cover it by the district, or we can go to SNU, Southern Nazarene University, and raise the money at Southeast level. So meeting with the seniors and staff, we want to present this, and this is what we're looking at for how we want to reach this challenge that is why I have my job here, because graduation's the key, and it's a very memorable moment. I went to school here. I didn't get to graduate here because it closed for me back then, but for many of the people that have come through here that come back from any reunions and everything else, graduation is one of your most important nights, and we want to make it memorable for any of our seniors. So we're going to go through a PowerPoint after Ms. Castillo translate what I just said.
So, por fin la pregunta que tenemos a mano, ¿a dónde va a ser la graduación? Después de mucho averiguando, después de mucho hablando con mucha gente, muchas diferentes escuelas, Miss Hall, la escuela de aquí de Southeast, hemos decidido que vamos a tenerlo en la Southern Nazarene University en Bethany, Oklahoma, el 23 de mayo a las 8. No, el problema con esto es que tenemos que tener el mismo tiempo que están las otras escuelas y la hora que nosotros nos dieron. So, con todo, lo podemos hacer allí, pero el problema que tenemos ahorita es que tenemos que juntar el dinero en el nivel que podemos aquí en la Southeast. Tenemos una PowerPoint que hicieron aquí los estudiantes, las maestras y Ms. Hall. Vamos a verlo y ahí después, si tienen preguntas, podemos hablar y podemos ver qué vamos a hacer. ¿Ok?
So we're going to go through this, and we're going to leave it open for question and answer as we go through, okay? So this is step by step that we went through with the seniors right before we left for winter break.
Good evening. Okay, so I'm going to go through the funds with you, and the first slide will show the expenses covered by the senior package, and you have a copy of that in your hand, the orange handout. If anyone needs orange handouts still, the officers can run one up to you. Okay. So this year, the senior package costs... Yes. This year, the senior package is $120, and the students can participate in the chocolate fundraiser, and each box of chocolate, if they were to go that route, would contribute $15 per box to their senior dues. Or the students can do a combination of the chocolate fundraiser and just paying directly for their package. And you can see at the top of the handout, we have it set up for 3 payments, and the last payment is due the 31st of January. So to go over the expenses for the senior class, what's included. So we have the cap and gown and tassels, $5,337. Diploma, $678. Cords and honor medals, $1,100. The graduation night photo, now that's the photo that's taken of your student immediately after they come off the stage, just after they receive the diploma. And so that's what the graduation night photo is. Rehearsal and graduation donut, sandwiches, and drinks every year. Lunch for the junior marshals, we have the top 10%, academic 10% of our juniors who are there at graduation, and a couple of the other functions, robing, and also the rehearsal and the senior brunch to assist with seating and other needs that we have that morning and that evening. So we provide lunch for the juniors. There is a class photo. The entire senior class is in the photo dressed in cap and gown, and a photo for each student that comes to $2,475. The cost of robing, that's typically a week before graduation, and most of that is the rental charge, and then also flowers for the parents. That's a tradition that we have here at Southeast, a long-standing tradition, and the cost will be $2,150. There's the senior brunch. That's the morning after graduation. Again, another Spartan tradition, and that's approximately $3,400. And then the senior class T-shirts, $1,980. And the yearbook time box and frame, that's like a time capsule. Every class has had that, and we want to retain, with this year's graduation, we plan to retain all of the traditions to have still the same high standard that we always have had at Southeast. So this is a typical budget, and the total is $19,941. So does anyone have any questions about the senior class packet? Yes, that is the original packet. Again, it does not include the new graduation venue expenses like it says at the top. So the next slide will be, what are the costs by graduating at Southern Nazarene University? Does anyone have any questions about the figures on this particular slide? Okay, so the question is about the senior brunch. Everyone is, it's catered, it's a catered event, and then of course we have the venue rental. We have to, it's not here at school, so it's a catered event, so. Yeah. Any other questions about the figures on this particular slide?
¿No tienen preguntas?
Okay, we can always come back if necessary. Okay, here are the expenses for the Sawyer Center at Southern Nazarene University. The venue's proper name is the Sawyer Center, and it is at SNU. Okay, the cost of the venue is $4,000. The video and audio setup, $7,500, and that's actually a price break for us. Pipe and drape. That's all the coverings for the stage and the huge backdrop. Also the covering for the floor. And this is the venue where the students at the university graduate as well. It's also their gymnasium, so part of the pipe and drape cost is the cost to cover the entire floor as well. And then last, the greenery. And we have that every year, and that's $1,000. So the total venue expenses is $14,000. Okay. Any questions about the venue expenses?
So the question was, would they be willing to give us a discount? This is the price that they pay for their graduations. So we got the flat rate that they pay. So the price that she went over before was what was agreed upon in the beginning of the school year. That was agreed upon, that's part of their package that we've done traditionally for seniors at Southeast High School. The added on for SNU, this is standard graduation, that's what we did at the fairgrounds, essentially.
So, el paquete que vieron ustedes antes era el paquete que ustedes al principio, cuando tuvimos el primero junto para los seniors, es original, el paquete que siempre tenemos todos los años, cada año para los seniors. Ese es el paquete que ustedes confirmaron cuando vinieron a la junta o los estudiantes fueron a la junta. Este paquete, el nuevo, es el que la escuela, el Southern Nazarene University siempre tiene para sus estudiantes cuando se gradan de allí. So, nos están dando el precio de ellos. ¿Preguntas?
Okay, I'm going to go back to the photos. So here, this gives you an idea, although the chairs will be set up a little differently. This is the venue, and the seating is U-shaped. You can see the stage, the backdrop, the two video screens. We would have just one central aisle, and ours wouldn't be that deep. Okay, this is set up for a much larger group. Yes, the seating will be exactly the way we request it to be set up. So this is just an exemplar.
So, esto nomás es un ejemplo más o menos cómo van a estar los asientos. No van a estar exactamente así, pero van a estar más o menos como los tenemos en las graduaciones de antes. So, eso es como ellos los tienen para sus estudiantes.
And the pipe and drape, I learned this with graduation. Pipe and drape, that's the screens in the back with the black curtain. It's very expensive. I need to go into another profession.
If you're curious about the seating capacity, it's 4,000, and that works out to about 25 guests per senior. So 25 guests per senior.
Tienen preguntas más o menos cuántas personas vamos a poder o van a poder llevar. La capacidad son 4,000 personas. So, más o menos va a ser como a 25 personas cada estudiante que puede llevar. Lógico que no van a llevar todos 25, pero eso es más o menos como lo dividimos para cada estudiante.
So if you've ever been to a graduation at the fairgrounds, you can probably tell just by these photos, it's definitely an upgrade in the quality. The stage and the venue is more intimate. The fairgrounds are actually quite large, much larger than what we need. So you will be seated much closer to your student. the audio is also an upgrade, definitely.
So, no sé si han ido a las graduaciones de otras escuelas, por ejemplo, Capitol Hill Grant, o de nosotros incluso. Es más intimidad, se puede ver, nos podemos sentar mucho más cerquitas. Incluso en la fairgrounds, no sé si han ido, pero se tienen que sentar un poquito lejos. No es cerca, y no se oye muy bien. Incluso ellos tienen un audio que es mucho mejor, es más avanzada. So, es mejor, va a ser mucho mejor aquí en este lugar.
So the big question is, how much do we still need to raise in order to meet our goal by February 15th?
So, la pregunta es cuándo y cuánto vamos a tener que juntar y para cuándo.
So if you look at the senior package plus the cost of graduation at Southern Nazarene University, the total is $33,941. We have already collected $18,392, and actually the figure is a little bit higher than that because I collected some dues today that aren't figured into that yet. But going on where we stood on December 14th, right before the break, the day before the break, we had collected $18,392, which means that leaves us with $15,549. Now, currently owed to the senior class, and what that means is money that is outstanding that the students still owe to their packet is $4,490. That also includes some fundraising money that hasn't been turned in yet through our previous fundraiser, the World's Finest Chocolate. So the outstanding is $4,490. So we would need to, once we finish collecting that, we would still need to raise $11,059 in order to pay for the venue at Southern Nazarene University.
So, todo el paquete, incluyendo ahí está todo. Básicamente y totalmente lo que se va a deber es $11,059. Eso es incluyendo todo. Aparte de eso, que todavía los estudiantes deben $4,490. Y eso es chocolates que no han pagado o no han entregado el dinero los estudiantes, incluso otras cosas. So, básicamente, totalmente va a ser $11,000.59 que se va a deber para poder tener la graduación en la SDU.
So the seniors have decided that they are willing to go back and choose the World's Finest Chocolate, the chocolate fundraiser, once again, because it is the most efficient and the quickest way to raise money. And so here's how we can do this.
So, los muchachos han decidido, los estudiantes han decidido que van a vender chocolates, igual como lo hicieron al principio del año. Es el más fácil y es el más rápido. Así es como lo vamos a hacer y cuántas cajas tienen que vender los muchachos.
So basically, if each student is able to sell 2 boxes of chocolate, we're essentially there. Our profit.
El estudiante puede vender 2 cajas de chocolates. Básicamente estamos allí.
Our profit margin with that chocolate fundraiser is 50%. So if we can sell 2 rounds of the chocolate fundraiser, which I know that we can do this, we've done it before, we can raise the $11,000 that we need. But theoretically, let's say each student sold the same number of boxes, 2 boxes, we would essentially be where our goal is. It's just the time frame, we would have to hustle. But the students, they voiced their support for this plan on the 14th of December, and we would like to hear your thoughts on this plan, and where you can ask questions or make statements in open forum.
So, básicamente, si cada estudiante vende 2 cajas de chocolates, vamos a estar bien. Vamos a tener que movernos rápido, porque nomás tenemos hasta el 15 de febrero para vender estas cajas, para poder agarrar el lugar y todo. So, hablamos con los estudiantes y ahora es su tiempo para hablar con nosotros. Si tienen preguntas, si quieren preguntar algo, cualquier pregunta que tengan, no es una mala pregunta. So, si tienen preguntas, ¿alguien? Anybody have questions?
Back there.
On the boxes of chocolate for the graduation package, we were needing 4 more, and they told my son that we couldn't check out more, so we're not sure if if that's going to be part of this, or in addition to this, or what's going to happen on that.
They wanted to check out more to go towards their dues.
It would no longer count $15 per student. All of the money, instead of saying, you have $15, you have $15, it's all going to the same pot for the senior account. So, I mean, we just broke it down, $390, divided by the students came to 2 boxes. But some students will not be able to sell. So, if you can sell 4, you can sell 5, then yes, we can have you do that.
Okay, so just 2 boxes for everything.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Just 2 boxes for, that's all that's needed from.
If you sell more.
It would no longer count towards the dues. It would only count towards the extra cost for graduation. So, you would still need to pay the remainder of the dues for each student.
And we, like Ms. Crosby mentioned, which we're handling on our end, we still have a balance of those who haven't paid. And when we met with the seniors before Christmas break, that's like having a textbooks that they still haven't turned in. You can't just take that, sell chocolate and keep the money. That's, they've got to turn that in, hence why money was turned in today. And then we've got some other figures, I think, that we had turned in to make that up, because we unfortunately had a few that sold some chocolate and then didn't turn the money in, maybe paid a phone bill, and can't do that. Yes? Good question. The question is, what's this February? Valentine's Day is what we've been telling them. That's the deadline. So where we are, I mentioned that Capitol Hill is our backup plan. So we have SNU as our option, but if the money's not raised, our backup plan is to go back to Capitol Hill. So we have to have the money in by February 15th. D-Day is Valentine's Day, is what they know. D-Day is Valentine's Day. So the money has to be in to where we have it in the account saying that we can pay for our venue by that time. If the money's not in, we go to our backup plan. The school board's money that they put towards it, they paid a bulk to Capitol Hill Spiegel Stadium. That's what they provided for our district. We asked for something better because we're Southeast and we have to pay for it ourselves. The flat rate they gave us is every school, which we've added into this. Every school got $1,500 to go towards like greenery, so no one didn't have money to where it looked nice at each graduation. We have $1,500 flat that went to every school in the district that is added in there. But the rest, the bulk money went to the venue at Spiegel Stadium, Capitol Hill High School. So the big caveat, we have to raise the money.
I have a question from a parent over here asking if they do not want to sell the chocolates, if there is amount of money that they can just give, donate, and whatnot.
Yeah, if they want to donate the money and not have to, I don't want any more chocolate, honestly, so I'm just going to give money. But we've got teachers, they're going to help sell too. We've got a few that maybe won't, if they owe money for chocolate, they're not getting chocolate to sell for this. We've been doing this long enough to know that as well. So we have some kids that sell chocolate like crazy. One mother or grandmother works at Remington Park. I guess when they lose a bet, they want to buy some chocolate. So they've sold 18 boxes. We're going to go back. They've come and they're willing to do so. So we're going to use, that's bad, I guess it's at a place to bet, but oh well. We use different avenues, but if they owe money towards the past thing, we're not giving them more chocolate, no. So if you want to, but if you just want to give the money for the box of chocolates and not have to take the chocolates and just pay, that's fine.
Okay, so la pregunta era si no quieren agarrar los chocolates. Para mucha gente vendiendo los chocolates es difícil. No hay tiempo, están trabajando, cualquier cosa. Si quieren donar dinero también, eso está bien.
So what
Los
would that flat
maestras y
rate be?
maestros también van a agarrar cajas.
What would you want
También
them to
vamos a
pay for
agarrar
the two
cajas
boxes?
para tratar de ayudar. En esta situación, todos se tienen que juntar todos para poder
Donation
tener algo
of-
mejor. Si todavía deben
But she
en las
doesn't wanna pay,
cajas
she just
de
wants
su
to give her
paquete
donation.
original,
40?
no les podemos dar más. El paquete original es el paquete original, eso no va a cambiar, eso es todavía igual y todavía no va a cambiar. Esto es con el paquete original. He's asking what the commission is for every box.
Terry, what's the commission for every box? Here. Sorry, come on. She doesn't like to get on the mic.
For the world's finest chocolate, we buy it for 30, sell it for 30, sell it for 60, so we profit $30 from every box.
So cada caja, si la ven, tienen 60 chocolates. Lo compramos por 30 y vendemos por 60, so nos quedamos con 30. So medio por ciento del.
So that's our quickest profit.
Ese es el más rápido, es el
'Cause
más rápido que podemos hacer.
we thought about car washes, those things, but that's our quickest way to make the money back, is why we've chosen that.
So fuera a los 60 para
Very
los que no
good
quieren
questions.
vender, si quieren donar dinero. Es una donación, más bien.
Question.
Dos cajas, yes.
Question is, have the kids, have we reached out to alumni? Yes, I'm not sure what that dollar amount will be, but I want students to buy into it as well, as in give their honest effort, you know. We've all got to put our hands in, essentially. I mean, we have a few senior officers that aren't here, and I said, why? We've all got to put forth, and it's a learning process. It's unfortunate. Again, I was told no by my supervisor, and I went above and we went to the superintendent because I don't think it's right, because this is the most memorable moment for graduation. Some families here are first-time graduates, but it's your high school graduation. It's something you're going to remember, and I want it to be memorable and one of the best days as you go from here to college, career tech, and beyond. And we want it to be amazing. And so that's my job to make that happen for you guys. So this has been a learning moment for everyone. It's been unfortunate, but we're going to move forward and we're going to take the challenge. That's my job here, and that's how we found this way to do it. And I think a few people maybe downtown didn't think that we maybe can't do it, and that just makes me even more motivated to do it for our kids, because that's why I do this job.
I think it's important that each one of us know, too, that we lowered the package by $70 this year, and the cost that we're putting on the board is nothing has changed in the cost over the last 10 years, but when we lowered that package by $70, it was because the district told us, you're going to graduate at Capitol Hill Arena, and you have to lower your package. So that's why we lowered the package, and that's why we're this amount short now. I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary that this cost is here. We just lowered the package, and that hurt us when we lowered the package.
Right. Any other questions? So what we wanted to talk with you guys, and again, it's being live streamed on video, so a lot of kids are watching it because they couldn't get off work, et cetera, parents. This will be shared again with staff tomorrow in staff meeting. So we've shared it across the board so everybody knows. I think Key Club wants to do another dodgeball game to raise money within their student organization to help towards graduation. Because they all know, I mean, the reason we do this job is towards graduation. We're very proud of our graduation rate and the kids that go on and beyond. That's what we do. That's why we're Southeast. So we're all going to put all hands in to be a part of it and give it 100%. And if we don't make it though, and we hit, I don't want that to happen. Again, the backup plan is to go to Capitol Hill. D'Angelo, will you talk about how we're going to measure it? The amount, how the kids will know, how you guys will know?
So D'Angelo va a hablar cómo lo vamos a tomar en cuenta cada estudiante y cómo estamos agarrando el dinero y viendo quién está pagando qué ¿A qué tiempo?
So basically what the senior class officers and I kind of discussed is we want to have a fundraiser tracker. So what we'll do is we're going to divide the amount of money into increments of 1,000, and we're going to count it over a span of, well, we haven't really decided yet on like what we're going to do, but basically we're going to like have a tracker. We're going to like divide it up into like increments of 1,000, and we're going to keep track of our money like that so that it can motivate the senior class to keep going and to keep trying to fundraise.
And they're gonna have like the
Yeah.
United Way thermometer where they track, so the kids have a visual.
Yeah. So basically, our idea, it's not really going to be a thermostat. It's going to be it's going to be kind of like a path. It's going to say road to SNU, and that's kind of how we're going to keep track of it. So yeah.
They're gonna do it cooler than I said. But
Yeah.
but the whole point is to have all hands on deck to be involved with it, because I want this to be all the Spartans involved, because that's why we do what we do. So
Yeah.
the key is what were we saying? Also, they got to sell 2 for SNU.
Yep. 2 for SNU. That's it. And so like the little tracker that we're doing is just something to keep it fun, so that like we're not stressed and anxious about everything. It's just to make sure that we're all in good spirits while we try to fundraise. So yeah.
So, los estudiantes decidieron, y todavía no está todo en 100%, pero no sé si cuando está tratando de tener y juntar dinero, tienen una botella o algo que empiezan a poner y marcar y sacar, van a tener algo así. What is that, United Way? No, the 7-Eleven. What does the 7-Eleven do? So cuando 7-Eleven tiene su Children's Miracle Network y siempre están preguntando, ¿quieren donar $1? ¿Quieren donar $2? Y están enseñando dónde están subiendo y subiendo y subiendo. Los niños quieren hacer algo así para poder ver y para poder estar bien con todo y sabiendo que están haciendo algo. ¿Preguntas?
The neat thing is this graduation will be the same. It's going to be set up just the same as Southern Nazarene's college graduation. So we're going above and beyond anything the district has provided, truthfully, and then they want us to keep coming back. So it's really turned out to be a very positive, a lot of stress through it, but it's turned out to be something really great for Southeast that we'll be able to budget for coming years for your younger siblings and not have to stress for a full semester and lose some sleep. Because we called everywhere, literally. Literally, we even went to the dang Bricktown ballpark. But it's going to work out. We just want you all to know there's going to be some chocolate coming home Thursday or Friday, because we will start ordering it tomorrow. So that's what we've got going on. Please bear with us, and we want to be a part.
So, el proceso va a
Oh,
ser
yeah. Where do we have it? Oh, we're going to send it tomorrow?
poquito difícil y poquito largo, pero va a ser. Estamos muy bienvenidos en la SNU, quieren que seguimos yendo para la SNU. Sus hijos se van a graduar en un estilo de colegio. Queremos que ellos tengan sus mejores experiencias de graduación.
We have other ideas on fundraisers
Okay.
as well. This will be like sort of the centerpiece, but we'll do some others as well. Yes, I know.
Los chocolates vamos a empezar a mandarlos el jueves y el viernes. Vamos a ordenarlos mañana. We're going to order them tomorrow, correct? Ordering the chocolate.
It has a little
Chocolate. Chocolate.
It has a little bit longer process, so it would probably be Monday or Tuesday.
Yes. So what we will do tomorrow is send permission slips home, just like we did with the fundraiser the first semester, so that this parents can consent to allowing their student to sell for a fundraiser. And so that should go home tomorrow with your student. We'll distribute those through the English classes here at Southeast.
So, empezando mañana vamos a empezar, no sé si se acuerdan cuando agarramos los chocolates al principio del año, mandamos un papel a la casa pidiendo permiso. Va a ser inicialmente igual. So, los vamos a mandar con sus clases de inglés y todos los niños van a agarrar.
And our goal is to hand out chocolates on Monday.
Y la meta es de mandar los chocolates a la casa el lunes de la semana que viene, la próxima semana. ¿Preguntas?
Thank you all so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. If any other questions come up, you feel free to come up, talk to me, email, send message through social media. Again, the video will be uploaded. Please help us. We want to make your students' graduation memorable and something that they think about from now on when they come back for their 10, 15, 20-year reunion. Okay? Thank you. Have a good evening.
Muchas gracias que vinieron, muy agradecidos que asistieron y ojalá que nos puedan ayudar para que sus hijos puedan graduarse en un lugar mejor que Capitol Hill. Gracias a ustedes. Si tienen preguntas pueden venir a hablar con nosotros cuando necesitan. ¿Ok?